Good afternoon. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live message. My name is Barry Selby. I am a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert. Helping strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. And this is my daily Facebook Live. Also on YouTube and eventually on podcast and a few other places too. But I'm going to start with saying where it is, which is Facebook Live. These talks I do every day are under the heading of Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. And this one's going to be for both genders in a way, because this topic today is provocative perhaps, and maybe self-effacing, and it may be self-promoting. I'm not sure yet, I haven't got that far. But the topic today, and this is, by the way, is my daily Facebook Live, and it's number 269. Going to go the whole year, I think, the way things are going. And today's topic is, who do you trust for love advice? Let me start with the simplest question. Is, when it comes to love advice, do you trust your ex? I'm thinking not. I'm going to run through a gamut of ideas and people to start with, just to provoke some thoughts for you. First, there's the people in your circle of friends and family. Let's put family in there too, because maybe your grandmother or your aunt is a yenta, a matchmaker in the Jewish faith, and you trust her implicitly. That might work. Then again, it might not. So I'm speaking about the first. I'm going to get to the professional piece in a moment, because that's where I live, in that arena. But I want to just have you think about, who is it you've gone to in the past for relationship and love help, advice and guidance? Was it your best friend? Was it YouTube? Where do you go for your love advice? Now, if you're a business person, maybe you go to the Wall Street Journal or to some other website or resource for business advice. Maybe you work with a business coach, perhaps. When it comes to fitness and health, maybe you go to which site I'm thinking of. Maybe you go to the gym, but maybe you go to a website that has tips and stuff on health and fitness. Or maybe you see a personal trainer, yoga instructor, a dietitian, somebody helping you with your health. In the area of relationship, because the three, as one of my teachers said a long time ago, the three mega niches are money, health, and relationships. In the area of relationship, it seems to be the least expressed one where you seek professional help. And I think there may be some, what's we're looking for? Chagrin, maybe, about that. But certainly there's a level of doubt that pervades you when you think you may need to get outside professional help around relationships. Because when it comes to money and business and health, maybe it's worth investing with somebody who knows something, because you feel like you may not be the most expert in the area. But when it comes to matters of the heart, you might feel that you know best, because you were raised by your family, you have had relationships in the past, so you should know what you're doing and be able to handle it. Maybe not. Speaking from personal experience, let me back up. I didn't think there was such a thing as experts in the area of relationships and love. And my early dating life would have been a lot different if I had gotten some professional help in the area. Although, frankly, those experiences have taught me a lot that puts me where I am now in my own expertise. Being a student of love, a student of life, a student of relationships for the last 30 plus years has given me a lot of perspective and a lot of resource. As you may have noticed, if you watch my 268 previous Facebook Live talks, they are based on stuff I've learned by hard-earned experience in relationship, in the trenches, as it were, and by studying with some master teachers. I've studied quite a few. So my question to you is, how much value do you place on your own heart, health, love, expression, and relationship success? Sounds good. And I want you to sit with that. Consider that. If you want to put answers in the comments, by the way, feel free to do so. If it's live, I'll answer immediately, and if it's in replay, I'll answer them afterwards in the comments. But for most people, it would appear, just from my own experience and my own perspective, I've been in this business for a while now, that many people don't look at relationships as if they need professional guidance. And I guess in a way it does sound silly. Yes, I said this. It does sound silly to feel that, why would I need to go to get some help from somebody professionally about my love life? Well, here's some things to think about. If you're someone who hasn't had great success in love and relationships, it might be worth getting some guidance from somebody who's got some expertise. Just a thought. If you're someone who has been in marriage for 20 years and is now divorced, bereft, maybe widowed even, how do you look at love and relationships going forward? Do you feel comfortable to look? Do you feel nervous about getting back in the dating pool again? Because in case you didn't know, 20 years ago, dating was a whole different animal than it is nowadays, especially with smartphones and dating apps. Things have changed dramatically. And some things will stay the same, by the way, just to give you a counterpoint. If you're someone who has never had a healthy relationship, maybe it's time to get someone to give you some guidance, feedback, perspective, support, and compassion in your journey to help be more loving towards yourself and then whoever you attract. This conversation about relationships, something I've been immersed in, as you may have realized, for a long time. That's why these 260, including this one, 269 Facebook Lives, 9, 8, the numbers, I mean, it's been becoming a blur, are part of my expression service to the world, to you watching, when you watch all of them, of course, to help you get more understanding and clarity about love and relationships. Because for many people out there, from my witnessing and what I've spoken to people today about it, it isn't an easy path. People seem to think that, you know, after hearing those love songs and watch those movies, that love is inevitable, that you'll find someone and fall in love and you'll be happily ever after. It ain't no fairy tale. It's work. It's a definite commitment. And the truth is, when you get into a relationship, is when the real work begins. Yes, it's good to get help from someone like myself when you're single to maybe clear out the blockages, the baggage and the crap that's in the way of you having what you want in love. Maybe good to get advice from somebody who, like myself, who can help you with planning, clarity of what you want to attract and have in a relationship. But once you get there, when you're in that relationship, and this is going to sound challenging for some of you, that's when the real work begins. Because when you're in that relationship, it isn't when things get easy, you relax, you put your feet up, even though you may think that's the way it's supposed to be. No. That's the getting to the relationship, that's the warm-up. Once you're in a relationship, that's the most challenging time of all, because that's when all the walls start tumbling down. Your experience in a relationship, if it hasn't been this way up to now, has been missing a big piece, which is transparency. And the truth of real intimacy, be it tantric or be in regular relationship, love, how you want to put that, starts with the heart. It's connecting your heart to their heart, and that cannot be done cleanly unless you take down the walls between them. Because all of us, yes, including myself, have had, and still do at some point, walls and barriers between us and love out of a sense of protection. We're actually in the place of looking over that wall going, is it safe? Can I love again? You may not be conscious, but subconsciously your heart is feeling that. Because for most people out there in the world, I would include you in that one most likely, you've been burnt before, you've been hurt before, your heart's been wounded emotionally. And if you don't do something to heal it, like if you had a injured leg or an arm, if you don't get some sort of wound treatment or bandaging or splint or whatever it is, it may not heal properly. Your heart's the same way. If your heart is wounded from past emotional upsets, from relationship breakdowns, if you don't get support and help to heal it, it's going to be scarred perhaps emotionally. It'll get in the way of your healthy relationships going forward. That's the truth. And your next relationship is not designed to heal your past one. That's a trap to fall in, by the way. So getting back to the original question, who do you go to for your love advice? Is not your next relationship. No, not recommended. Relationships, and I may be breaking this bad news to you, or this news to you for the first time, are complicated. It's not just two people but getting comfortable together. Now, maybe in your 20s it was, but if you're over the age of 25, most likely, you've had enough experience to realize that relationships require some skill, some insight and knowledge, and a willingness to go deeper than you have in the past. Relationships, at least in my understanding, in fact, it's chapter 6 in my book, 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. Relationship is a spiritual practice. A spiritual practice, because it's going to take you deeper into your heart, deeper into your truth, and deeper into understanding who you really are when you're reflected back by the person in front of you. So, being in a relationship is not a cakewalk. It can be a picnic if you do it right, though. So to summarize and bring this to a nice little bow on top, if you're looking to be in a new relationship and you haven't healed your heart first, you haven't sought counsel and guidance from somebody who knows maybe more than you do, and you're relying upon love songs, movies, and cosmopolitan articles, you may be doomed to fail. Just a thought. So I'm inviting you to consider that getting help from somebody who knows some things about this and may have a business card that says relationship coach on it, or something similar, hint, hint, might be a smart move for you. Now, I'm not going to say I can help everybody. Frankly, I don't want to help everybody. I haven't got the energy for it, the time for it, and I'm also not going to help people who don't want to help themselves. But if you want help, find someone who can help you. It's worth it to you, because if you're someone who's been in a 20-year relationship that didn't work, because I know friends of mine who went through major distress to leave a relationship that fell apart, that by doing so, they won't do that again. By having help, they won't do that again. And the truth is, they don't want to go through that experience again after having 20 years of their life wasted, in a sense, in a failed relationship. So, think about this. If you're just going on dates right now, you might want to consider getting some help along that way, getting some hand-holding in that journey. Now, this is a public service announcement for everybody out there watching on behalf of all the relationship coaches in my field. And so I'm not saying you need to work with me. I'm just saying consider working with somebody. I'm biased, of course, and those who watch my videos are generally biased towards me as well. But think about it. And with that, I will wish you a wonderful Sunday. This is a Sunday broadcast, by the way. It's my 269th Facebook Live. This is my... what's the word I'm looking for? This is my transparency to share my insights and thoughts and ideas to you about love and relationships. And if this is helping you, so be it. If it doesn't help you, you won't be watching this. So thank you for watching. If you want to see my other broadcasts, you can find them on my business page on Facebook, which is barryselby.author, as well as on my website, which is barryselby.com, and also on my YouTube channel, which is Barry Selby, and the playlist is Messages from the Masculine. On my website, there's actually another playlist video blog, and you can find all about my work, my coaching, my programs on my website. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I invite you, as always, in every broadcast, I invite you to do something for yourself. In this case, it's a reminder to check in with your heart. As I mentioned earlier, your heart may be scarred, wounded, or injured from previous relationships. Ask your heart what you're feeling. Listen to it, and then act accordingly. If it needs help, you'll know. Take care of yourself. I'll see you again tomorrow.